glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. The end of August. It's here, Mom. It's fall. No, it's not.
What I looked at the calendar, and I always do my fall decorations on Labor Day weekend. And guess what next weekend is?
Labor Day weekend. Oh gosh, that means I only have one more week till we start school.
And I was driving home from the produce stand, and I thought, I was thinking back to June when I was putting patriotic stuff up. I was like, oh man, I can hardly wait for fall. And now it's here almost.
Really
still feels like summer. And I was telling Sarah that, and her temps are up, and we're supposed to hit 90 again a couple days. But really, I shouldn't complain because it doesn't hit that until later in the day, and it's not the same as July.
It's not like it's just so hot all day that you can't do anything outside, which is where we've been kind of for a little while. So even though it's supposed to get to 100 again this week, I have a feeling that because it cools off more at night and the sun sets earlier, it goes down a little bit. So
Seattle,
this is my favorite actual time of year, is the end of August through like maybe mid-October. Especially this year, we have not had wildfire smoke at all.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's such an answer to my I was like really just actually praying often this spring, like, Lord, would you please just give us a break, just a year at least, where we can enjoy our fall.
I think we have had crippling smoke over here, and you too, every year since at least 2015.
Because by the time the weather is nice here, we still nobody wants to go outside because it's too smoky, and it's like that hazy, awful look. Not to mention all of the people who are at risk as they're fighting fires. Of course, those are the people that really needed the break. But
the thing that just really is bothering me, and I attribute it to the hot temperatures, obviously, is that we just don't have any rain. Everything
we haven't had much rain. We never do. So
Seattle, typically, like I was driving through the neighborhoods today, and I mean, at least here your grass can go brown and it'll come back in the fall. Our grass doesn't die if you don't water it in the summer. So most of us don't water our grass anymore in the summer. It's too expensive.
It's just brown and crispy, but it always comes back.
It always comes back, and maybe if it's brand new grass, it wouldn't, but ours always comes back. But it's just so dry and dusty and dirty, and I just am waiting for that. And Seattle, the record for Seattle for days of 90 degrees or more, the record is like 12 in a summer. And I think that was set like within the last 10 years. And I don't know if Seattle officially they tied the 12, but I know outlying areas where I live, Seattle's cooler because it's closer to the water. Outlying areas by us have hit over 90, way more than 12 days. And that is not Seattle. That's not our weather, so it's just a hard adjustment to get used to.
It might be the new typical
I
weather.
saw an article about, I think I should have clicked on it. I think it was people maybe in California getting paid to dig up their grass, like getting paid so much per square foot to just dig it up and be done with grass. And they were like, would you do this? And people are like, absolutely.
And if they're all probably tired of watering it too and paying.
They don't have any water. They can't water.
And then not watering it when they don't have any water.
And it's dead.
Yeah, right. That's so crazy.
It is crazy, but it's
just different.
It can be hot. I can still stitch.
Yeah, well, and it's nice enough. I'm out here today on my back porch, which is making me happy. Okay, let's introduce ourselves for real. We're a mother and daughter. If you're new here watching us, we're a mother and daughter team plus a third generation. So we are tri-generational. Did I get that right now? Cross stitch channel, but we also just chat about life because we like to visit, and we don't really, we talk on the phone a good amount during the week, but I don't feel like we even did that too much this week. So
you've gotten a lot busier. We used to more when you're
I have been a lot busier. Well, COVID, we talk every day for hours. Like we just have FaceTime on and just talk through the day, but
I know
now life is kind of back to normal. And then my daughter here, I've got two.
And we're in Washington State. Sarah's in Eastern Washington. I'm in Western Washington. And so this is how we do it.
This is nice. So
we haven't been together for a long time.
I know. We need to
record.
I know. You've got to come visit me.
If your dad ever had a day off.
I know. We got our house painted. It's almost done. It's a cherry green.
Did you end up being happy with it?
I do really like it. Yes.
I know it was lighter.
At first I was like, I'm always nervous choosing paint colors. It's just stressful.
Yeah.
But here I can swivel it and you can see the green. but I don't know how well it'll show up lighting wise. Yeah, it doesn't really.
Oh, that looks.
Well, that's
darker.
probably pretty accurate.
Is it? Okay, so that's darker than the picture you sent me.
It's a little darker in the shade, and in the sun it looks a little brighter. So like yesterday when it was a little overcast was like actually perfect. Like that was exactly the color exactly it.
Okay.
In the light I still like it, but we did the trim kind of a creamy white. The color is Celtic green. I think Celtic green. It's a Sherwin-Williams color. And then the white is called Welcome White, and everybody has complimented the white. It has a really nice like
I like
white. And then our doors are like a sunflower yellow color, and they're really cute. Did I send you a picture of that? Maybe I'll put a picture at the back.
Yeah, I think you might have. They were starting the door. Maybe I haven't seen it all. I haven't seen it all done.
I'll have to send. Maybe I'll put a picture on the end if I remember. If not, eventually I will. I know that the style right now is often very neutral, like farmhouse neutral, whites and grays and blues and black. We're not that family. We just needed a little color. So our house was like a drab brown that had been peeling and was terrible forever.
It was not a very nice.
It wasn't
was
a nice
like,
brown, and I would never probably
drab,
paint my house brown anyways, because it's just
drab tan, maybe even just like a drab.
Like not like a nice rich coffee brown. It had more red in it, and like dried blood. How about we call it dried blood?
Wow.
Ew, I know, that's how I felt about it.
Gotta submit that as a color name for Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams. I could really do a good job.
People will really understand this color.
You'll know exactly what you're getting before you paint your house. We did not paint it that color. It came that color. And our outbuildings are still all that color, but eventually we're going to paint them as well. But I've been toying with the idea. So we have the house, and then we have a shop garage thing, and then we have a wood shed, and then we have like what we call the cottage. It's a little one room. It was a tack room, I think, at one point, but we call it the cottage. Eventually we're going to remodel that and use it for something, I think. And then we have a barn that's ramshackle that we probably won't paint, because eventually we're going to replace that with a steel building someday.
Where's the barn?
The barn at the very end of the property where we milk our cow now.
Yeah,
We'll have to just pay
I guess
attention.
I just don't really ever pay attention to all your outbuildings. I was
I
thinking.
think I want to paint them kind of in, is it ombre? I don't know how to say that word. Where like a shade darker as you go further from the house, like a little bit darker, same green, but just a little tinted darker and darker. That's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. Keeping the trim, the white, and then.
What do you have in the little building that's the cottage?
Right now our kayaks are stored in there and our camping supplies.
Okay.
But we are thinking about turning it into kind of a ballet studio room, and then having like maybe guest capabilities for guest housing. We've also talked about like picking up that house, that little cottage, and moving it to a different location, but that is down the, that's not like happening tomorrow or anything. But the house is almost done. They just have a little bit of work to do on the eaves, or I mean like the trim on the eaves, and I like it. You can really see it from the road in a different way. Like it's not the dried blood brown.
A long time for that to happen.
It did. We've lived in our house 6 years this winter, I think.
Really? I was imagining it was 4.
Well, we moved in
Oh yeah.
2016 and it's 2022. It'll be 6 years.
Was it
So
16?
that was the big thing that happened around here this week. And then I've been doing lots and lots of school planning.
I feel like you've been in there longer, but I'm sure it hasn't been.
Yeah, we moved in on inauguration day when Trump got elected. So I'll always know it was January 2016. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no.
Yep, that was just, it's a historical like marker, for better or worse. However you feel about it, one way or the other. That's the day we moved into our house.
I didn't know that.
Because we watched, I feel like we might have had I don't know. I can't remember.
Watched it or something?
I don't know that we watched it.
I remember.
But I don't know. I just remember that was
moving.
Huh? Yeah, but I feel like, but maybe we watched it in the, I have no idea.
All I remember is you moved in and it was covered in snow and it was snowed in for months.
It was a really,
It was a heavy snowy
year. We don't get those very often, but it was super snowy.
And I
I have my little
remember
peanut gallery over here. I don't know.
I remember coming over to visit you for the first time, like a few weeks later, and thinking, okay, they're heating with wood.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the bedrooms are going to be like. So I packed like, warmer clothes, and I was dying in there because the bedroom that we sleep in is right above the wood stove in the basement.
Yeah, our
The
guest
floor
room
is
stays really
floor.
comfortable.
There have been times we
Our
brought
house is, most of the rooms are pretty comfortable. Our bedroom is like in a weird location, and it is really the only one that doesn't.
Switch to the guest room.
Anyway,
Maybe someday I will. Anyway, so painted the house. It looks nice. Our friends have a company and they did it, and I'm thankful we
Great.
could give our business to somebody else that needs,
happy.
you know,
for you.
the money. And yeah, so other than that, we're just gearing up for school to start. We homeschool, and so I've been doing lots of planning, and so we got the choice of when we're going to start, and we're not starting till the day after Labor Day. We get to choose.
I would
But all
start-
the schools around here are in as of this coming week. So
My district was supposed to start on Thursday, but they're all on strike.
striking now, yeah.
I passed, I don't know
It's
how.
not happen over here that much. I can't think of the teachers are refusing to work until they get a better
The
contract.
last time this district struck, I think Austin was a senior.
Okay.
And he's.
Well, I guess that was a while ago then.
It's been a while.
I think I just remember, you know, when you grow up in a city, there's way more school districts. So I remember this district was striking and this district was here where we are in Central Washington. The population is a little lower. There's not as many districts. So I don't really hear that much about strikes.
I feel like there aren't that many over here right now striking, but you know, I first of all, you couldn't pay me to teach.
Blowing.
Second of all, my district upped the classroom size from 32 to 35.
Yeah.
No raises for the teachers. I'm thinking my little nonprofit company that I work for that has 180 employees, we all got 4% increase in the spring of this year because they were anticipating, you know, what was happening with the economy. And our teachers didn't get anything. I'm like, okay, you go. I support you. Plus, I think all the times the
Teachers are highly underpaid,
the
highly
money they
overworked.
spend for their classrooms, the time they spend at home grading and plan. I know they have a planning period, but that's not, when you got 35 students you're grading papers for.
Yeah.
And don't even get me
And who
started.
knows who they're covering for during those planning periods for this or that.
That
Like if
too,
there's, I know
and-
that if they're like short on subs, they'll often, where we
Yep.
are, I think, cover each other's.
Cover, and
You're
don't
right.
even get me started on the behavior issues they deal with. You know,
Mhm.
there's no, we live in a very, I don't know about other districts, but there's really
Oh,
not.
it's epidemic. It's everywhere. Like
There's no-
disrespect and
There's no discipline, there's
Yeah.
there's nothing. I mean, I think these kids get, you know, suspended for 2 days and then they're back doing the same darn behavior. And
they don't really have any options. So it's,
No.
yeah,
No.
I don't think that they're in the wrong for
yeah,
striking.
no, I don't either. And I think they should have gotten, they should have gotten something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so it's been a little, no buses yet, but they're coming, I'm sure.
Interesting.
Buses. Yeah, but
Well,
okay. Are we gonna do the girls first here?
yeah, we can show the girls. I think I think I said Millie could go first, but Millie, you're in the middle of stitching, so why don't we let Liddy go first?
And if you're
I got
new
them
here-
registered for the fair, so
Yeah.
Liddy was frantically working on her.
I have 2 weeks. No, I have to really work.
You should be frantically working because we need to finish.
I am.
Yeah, when do you have to have it done by? When's the fair?
Well, I think we need to have it. I can't remember the date. I have to look again. I think it might be next week, but it could be the week after. So you need to finish that.
Okay, so Libby started this. Okay, you got
Okay,
the
I
grass
finished.
done.
The grass and the blue flowers.
Oh, great. Okay. Where do you have the pattern picture?
You got the picture. This is Blossom House by who's the designer again?
Little Stitch Girl.
Little Stitch Girl.
Just
So
have
you
it-
still
do
have
the
the border
borders
and the
and
lazy
these flowers.
daisies. My lighting
You
out
have
here
to
is
teach
kind
me?
of tricky. There we go.
I have to teach
So
you
I will
this.
teach you lazy daisies. What? What do I have to
Those
teach you?
things.
Lazy daisies?
And those things.
Smyrna cross?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Smyrna crosses in it too.
Are those-
That's like easy,
okay.
right? Those are just the ones that are like a
Lazy
Smyrna
daisy?
cross is like 8 stitches. It's like
Yeah.
a cross and then a plus.
If you look it up, it's pretty
Yeah.
close.
I'll-
Yeah, there's
I'll do-
Algerian
I've done
and
them.
then there's, yeah. There's different
We'll
ones.
look it up and make sure she's doing it right.
Yeah.
So that is really cute, Liddy. Nice
It's
job.
very cute.
Making good
But
progress.
you better get crack-a-lacking on that border.
Better. Should just take that right in with you and work on it while you sit and watch the baseball game.
Mhm.
Also, don't leave it out here anyways, because then you have to.
Oh, we'll leave it outside.
Okay, Millie. Okay, so that was Liddy. She's 12. And now Millie is 11. And she's been stitching. If you're one of the kids that watch us, say hi. Say hi to the kids that are watching us, because I know that. What? We've had a busy weekend, so she hasn't stitched a lot this weekend. But you stitched through the week. Yeah, kids. I know that there's kids who watch with their mom, their grandmas. Say we're cheering you on. We're cheering you on. Send us, if you're a girl watching, send us your finishes for featured friends.
Or if you're a boy, I don't know how many boys
That's
watch.
true. Boys too. Boys and girls. Well, no, yeah, because at one point I know that somebody was watching whose little ones were stitching their little boys. Okay, what are you working on? Floral boots. Dimensions kit. And it's really close. Here, let's put the paper. That's the one drawback of being outside, I think, is the.
Just need to finish the
Showing up great.
boot.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that back stitching? Just make the boots.
Yes. What do you have left? Just the boots is back stitch?
Yep. And the French knots. I don't know how to do French knots.
So cute.
Well, we will be working on that too. Really cute. Good
So
job.
she's entering 2, right? She's entering that in her forest friends.
No, she's just entering Forest Friends, and she's going to enter a watercolor. She's going to do a watercolor.
Oh, okay. Not this one then.
Not this one. I thought she kind of wanted to, but then she didn't. So.
Wow.
Well, I asked you, are you wanting to just do the featured friends? And you said, or the forest friends? And you said, yeah. Featured friends. Too many friends. We have too many friends in our life. The sun is moving, and now I'm just glowing. Let's scoot this way, maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna move around.
It'll move back over the eaves in a minute, so we'll just have
Dan
it
is
in there.
bothering me.
Well,
No Rosie?
no Rosie this week. She's still hasn't really cross stitched at all.
Okay.
Having a little rest from it, I think.
Okay.
But we do, if you're new watching us, or if you're not, that's fine too. We'd like to feature other friends who send in pictures of what they have worked on or are working on. And we have one to share with you today. So this is from Stephanie. I hope I'm saying this right. Eng. Correct me, please, because I always wonder how to say this name, and I don't know how. I've never really met anybody with that last name. So
we tried our best.
I know you're going to. Yeah, I Googled. I was like, okay, I want to try. So all my Googling said that I'm saying that name correctly. So hopefully I have it right, but correct me. Anyways, but here's Stephanie's. It's a whip. So I'll put the picture right here.
I'm going to stitch that one because I have all 4 seasons for that series, and every time it spurs me on because I love it. There are a lot of stitching.
Stephanie, it's so cute. So many like nice colors that really pop. She said in her email that she's determined to finish it by September 22nd, which I believe is the first day of fall. Fall. She's starting the M now, but this was sent August 14th. So she may be, because I just am catching up to the different people who have sent them in. And so she may have it a lot further. She says the pumpkin is her favorite so far of the piece. That's that little.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. And then she sent another email right after that says, oh, and I changed the crescent moon color to a white because the recommended DMC, which was a light buttery color, didn't show up well on the Ada fabric. So I don't know if you probably could have seen it on the picture. It's up by the U. So she changed that to white. Which
I didn't ever ask her if she was going to do the other seasons.
I know, yeah. Stephanie, will you do the other seasons, or are you
Did
going
we say that was a cricket collection?
Yes, it's a cross-eyed cricket. No, it's a cross-eyed cricket.
Cross-eyed cricket?
Those are 2 different ones, right?
I think it's just a cricket collection. Does she
Cross-eyed
say?
cricket the same as, well, she says it's cross-eyed cricket.
Oh, okay. Then they must be the same.
But they're 2 different company, 2 different designers, right? Cross-eyed cricket and cricket collection, they're two different ones, right?
Yeah, they must be, because I feel like cross-eyed cricket typically is the real naturey ones, like the birds and
Yes, that's true. Cross-eyed cricket.
that's why I never really thought about if they were like one company but two divisions or two separate. I don't know. I have the doggone pattern, but it's not sitting here for me to look.
I'm Googling it really quick just to see if anything pops up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
So I've been toying with the idea of doing all four of those as my feature piece next year of the 4 seasons rather than a calendar piece.
Is that the one you were thinking about doing, a long skinny pillow?
Long skinny pillows, because I saw somebody do that year. Oh man, it might have been during COVID.
A few years ago.
And I think I saved that post maybe in Facebook, but I can't find it. But she had like different color fabrics for each one. So like I think my memory was the spring one was on a pale pink, and they were but they were real long and skinny, and I loved them.
Yeah, like just probably the letters and then not a lot of room on either side.
Yeah, and I restarted mine on a different blue last year. I
the
just
autumn
have
one?
No, the winter. I started with winter.
Yeah, that's right.
A little bit of the W done. I don't really love the color of the W, but when it's all together, it's fine. But just working on that one thing, I kind of like, I don't know if I like this. But then I look at the pattern, I'm like, I love this pattern. So
yeah, you'll like it when it's kind of all put together.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending that in, Stephanie. It's so cute. And please send a picture when it's all finished. We'd love to see it.
Her daughter's working on something too.
Yeah, she
messaged a comment that it's
I'm gonna message you back on Instagram. I can't remember if
kind
that's
of a full coverage piece without realizing it, I think.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
I don't think I knew her daughters were stitching.
Yeah.
I met Stephanie years ago. She and I connected over, we both had knitting blogs. And she actually had a YouTube channel for a while, off and on. And then I would post on my knitting blog about there was an online reading event every year. It still happens, called Dewey's 24-hour readathon. And my son at the time, who was home in middle school when I started it, would do it with me. And we would read for as much of 24 hours that we could. And it was a tradition. They did it twice a year, and we had snacks, and I still have such memories of laying on my bed with him late in the night, probably 11 o'clock at night, and reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because he was just loving those books. That's how young he was. And she started doing it too. I mean, she saw my blog posts. I don't think her daughters ever did it, but then she started posting more about reading. And then she did a lot of book blogging. And one year, she and her husband came up here for something, her husband on business, and we actually got to meet at the mall. So I got to actually meet her in person. And I was always going to try to go down to Stitches West, which is a big yarn event down by her. But I again, COVID happened and travel. I just don't travel. But
yeah,
anyway, she's very sweet. So I'm glad that she watches us and is stitching along with us.
Yeah, so fun. So funny how our hobbies. Well, I do think that people who have a hobby often have another hobby and then another hobby. I feel like hobbies and arts and things like that end up expanding your interests and your mind and your growth. And it's always mind-blowing to me, people who don't have a hobby. Like I was just at a church event yesterday where it was a ladies event and there was lunch, and this gal's kids are going to the school that our church runs this year, and she had been homeschooling before. And the friend was like, maybe you'll be able to, the other person I was sitting with said to her, maybe you'll be able to even get a hobby. And I was like, what if do you have to send your kids to school to be able to have a hobby? I feel like I have 20 hobbies. It was just so interesting. And she's like, no, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to work on getting my house clean. And I was like, wow, that would be so sad to not have any hobbies. In my head, I was just like, you just make time for what you want to do, but it's just so foreign. I feel like the thought was so foreign to me that she doesn't have a hobby. It's something that you do.
Yeah, you don't.
I think that's actually quite common in my generation.
You don't do nothing.
What do you do when you're not doing all the other stuff you have to do?
You cleaning your house all the time? Doing laundry.
Maybe she just is doing a lot of organization. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know this really at all,
I
but I have
do.
heard those kinds of comments often from people like, oh, I just don't have time for a hobby. And I'm like, no, you just make time for your hobbies. Like you just carve out 20 minutes a day even to sit and do whatever it is that you wish you could do.
Yeah, if my husband has to go dig in the laundry basket for a pair of underwear, that, hey, he's a big boy.
Which happens regularly around here. And then I say, or, oh, I don't have any clean underwear. I'm like, well, you know where the washing machine is. So
We're such
sure enough, the next morning when I was still sleeping, I got up and there was a load of laundry running.
I do, yeah. Yeah. I have a list every Friday and Saturday because I have Fridays off from work of things I want to get done around the house.
Yeah.
They don't really get done.
No, you're
I mean,
usually in your
I
pajamas.
vacuum and I do laundry and I clean the kitchen. But I've been meaning to mop my floor for like 3 weeks now and I haven't mopped it.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, so you would rather clean your house than have a hobby? What alien planet are you from?
Nope.
I would much rather be sitting down and doing my hobby. I'd really like to have both a clean house and a hobby, but sometimes
But hey, sometimes something's got to give. And for us, it's the house.
Anyway,
I can't stay awake watching TV if I'm not doing something either. If
yeah, I do
if
think
I'm
I
not
don't
doing-
fall asleep during TV a lot, and I think part of it is I'm doing something with my hands.
Yeah. Anyway,
Jesse's asleep while we're finishing a show every night, but I'm still like,
maybe Jesse needs to take up some knitting or something.
I know, maybe he should start to whittle. That would be a messy hobby in our living room.
You can sit outside and watch
Yeah.
TV through the sliding glass door. Your hobby's messy. You got to go outside.
Yeah, you're not allowed to sit on the couch and do that hobby. He did. I'll try to include a picture of the tree house. Oh, it's so cute. So
Done?
no,
Oh.
no, but it's getting there. He got a bunch of stuff to work on it. He sorry, I just noticed that there's green on my railing. I think it's just flaked off paint from like overspray, but it's not on the thing.
Uh-huh.
We came home from our women's event. The girls were with me yesterday and he was out there working on it. He put up the railing and decided to do, he has rope, like hemp rope, thick hemp rope. He decided to do like a V zigzag with a knot between each. So he'll thread it through the beam for the, the fence post at the railing, and he'll tie a knot, and then he threads it back through the hole, ties a knot, threads it back through the hole, ties a knot. It's really cute. So it's this really,
that seems faster and cheaper than trying to build a wood railing.
well,
Or maybe not fast.
I don't know how much the rope was. Oops, but probably cheaper. And no, probably slow. He said it took a long time because of each of those knots. But and like every time he would thread it through, he had to pull and pull and pull.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
the rope was so long. And I think he went until, maybe he has one more thing of rope to do in it, but he said he thinks he's going to need to get a few more.
Go all the way around it.
He will go through most of it. There's one section he's not sure what he's going to do because there's a branch that comes out kind of in the way of where he would thread it. So I'm not sure what he's going to do in that one section. But and then another one of the walls, the tree house itself with the wall of the tree house goes right up. Like we have an enclosed structure on the platform.
That has been a project long
It
time.
has been that started probably before COVID. He's been working on it a good amount. There
was probably a year or so where he didn't do as much on it though.
When he first started school, he
Mhm.
felt, I think, overwhelmed with just trying to figure out how to manage. But this is his school break still, so.
That's nice.
And his big project has been organizing our shop, like really organizing it, because he then can actually be efficient during school. Like when school's in session, every project won't take so long that he's looking for
Well, yeah.
messy tools. So anyway, that was kind of fun. So even though that's not like a sit down TV hobby, I love that he loves to do that kind of stuff. What have you been stitching for your hobby this week?
My hobby habits.
What are your hobby habit progresses today?
I'm going to show this first just because I'm so.
Oh, what is it?
Got
Stitching
my
film?
full coverage. Huh?
Like, are you sad? Did something go wrong?
Oh no, it's just a lot
It is a
of
lot.
bedding. and I work and work and work. And
Are
I
you
saw other-
doing, I finally finished Teresa
Yeah.
Little Stitcher. I watched her video on parking and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
I need to go back and rewatch her because I think
Yeah, do it.
I had a lot of parking and
Yeah.
they were in the way. And I also don't, I think I need to rethink how I'm doing this because the first two, I've got the first 4 blocks, 2 are done and 2 are not done.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But the way I've carried and parked, it's so thick behind under on the backside. It's
Right.
super thick.
Right.
And I don't know if, and so I feel like I want to carry going this way for a while and then maybe go back and work going down.
Why
But
would you
I
want to
just need-
go horizontal rather than vertical?
Yeah, I just like I was going both ways. I was going
Yeah.
down and I was going to the side.
Yes, and she talks about that in her video.
I need to go back and rewatch her. Just
So
like
I can tell you because I just watched this video this week.
cost management.
She always parks down if she can. If
Down.
there's
Yeah.
anything within like the next 2 or 3 squares,
Mhm.
she'll park down. If not, she will park to the side, but leave it and then keep working down. The reasonings for that. So you could probably choose to do horizontal rather than vertical, but the point of choosing one versus the other is that you don't end up with extra threads started where you don't have one parked. Like you'll just keep working from that parked thread rather than having one here and one here and one here. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I'd have to go back and watch her again, but
I'm not following that strictly. I kind of feel like I might kind of work diagonally, but I haven't decided for sure.
the thing is that the thing for me is I'm not planning on working straight down the whole piece. I want to stitch each season,
Then you should probably go horizontal. Huh?
go horizontal, and then eventually come back and go horizontal, because
Unless you, well, yeah, I don't know how different the colors are. Yeah, you should probably go horizontal then if you're thinking you're going to work horizontal.
I think once
Yeah, that would make sense.
but I mean, you do get, I
'Cause
mean,
her
all
piece that she's working on in that video is all really, really vertical anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's a
mean,
long skinny piece.
all that, you really do get nice, that's
Yeah.
roses. I mean,
It's so pretty.
it will be pretty. It's just so time consuming. And maybe if I had the digital and I was marking off each stitch I did, because that's the other thing I was finding. I was having to go back and try to see what hole is this? And did I already stitch this color?
Wait, so are you not highlighting your parked stitch? in
My
a different
parked
color?
ones, but not my other ones. So like,
Oh yeah, that would
I
be-
had like maybe, okay, say in this square here, when I started doing this square, I probably had like, my hands look terrible. I probably had like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 parked stitches in here. And then as I started working them,
Mhm.
as it fills up, I'm having a harder time finding, there's a hole. I can see there's a stitch that I need to do, but I'm having a hard time counting.
You don't know which ones you've done. Yeah.
I
You need to be marking when you've done those. So
one.
you have to do that, I think, or you will never know what you've done.
Yeah, so it's really, that was frustrating. I thought, okay, what
So
am I
either
doing
with a
wrong here?
pencil, like
Yeah.
pencil in everything you do, or get a
And
digital.
I did pencil in, like, let me see if I got it here. When I finished a block, like I finished.
Oh, right. Then you
I
would pencil
did-
that block in.
But I need.
But
to
when
be
you're in the
free.
middle of that block, how do you
Yeah.
know which ones you've
I
done?
know,
I wouldn't
I'm
be able to do
constantly-
that.
I'm constantly having to go back and look and count and like, I'm going.
Because
nuts.
then you also, yeah, then you don't have to count as much. Because
Mhm.
you'll just know, you'll see like, oh, I did those 5 stitches in that row. So this one has to be
Yes.
this color.
Yes, so that's,
You have to do that, I think.
yeah, that's
Doesn't
what I
have
need
to,
to
but you
do,
should.
whether I get a digital copy or but I think I can do it on the paper.
I think you could.
But it just was a lot. I mean, it was like 3 solid hours of stitching on this on Friday. And I was like, that's all the progress I made. And I normally probably wouldn't even be that upset about it, except for I saw other people's. And they're like, all this confetti all over, and they're just really making progress across the piece. And I'm like, I'm in the second square. Anyway.
I'll show a picture of what it is. Just
Oh, yeah, sorry, because my camera,
this is the stitching shelf.
by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth. Gosh,
Yeah.
here.
Trying to get it to zoom in a little bit better on my.
Yeah. It's a big piece.
It's really big.
And I'm doing max colors, so there's a lot of colors.
There we go. Let me
238 colors in this piece.
That's so many colors here. Let's see. But when you see the picture, if you haven't seen it yet, you'll know why it's that many colors. And it's like.
So I'm working in that very upper, yeah, right up there. But I see that down below. I can see I'm not that far from that big block of black or blue or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'm not that far from that. So I'll start getting some bigger blocks of color rather than so much confetti.
And that will all be one color.
It's a lot of the same
it's
color.
One single color there. Yeah.
There's some chunks that are, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nicer. It's such a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
such a pretty design.
If
you are stitching this, you can join the Facebook group. The link to it, I think, is in our show. I think it's in our episode notes down below.
Facebook group is a stitching shelf, and you can join it just if you want to watch our craziness, or if you're stitching a smaller version, because you can get like one season or one shelf. There, I didn't realize that. So a lot of people are doing smaller versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I do love it. It's just I have to be in the right frame of mind to work on it.
Yeah, right. It's pretty.
And I think you're right. If I'm marking off what I've stitched, because I'm assuming that when you're using Pattern Keeper or whatever you're using, you're marking your stitches as you do them.
Yeah, I'm using Knit Companion, which because I have Apple products and apparently whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I can show you. I don't feel bad showing a little tiny section.
No.
So I'll show this later, but this is the one I've been doing. Mine is also, I realized mine really is a ton of confetti as well.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get it just with the picture here. Let me. Well, this is part of mine.
Yeah.
And I'm working up on those leaves. And here's what my pattern looks like if I zoom it out.
Okay.
So I'm using the highlight function, and I zoom it, like if I zoom it way in, you can see.
And how do you just kind of rub it with your finger and it just kind of marks it?
I zoom it in and then I use the tip of my finger to, do the highlighter. Oh, but I should show you the thing that I've started doing is, since I watched her and realized that it was a great idea, to highlight my parked threads in a different color.
Oh yeah.
So the gold, the yellow is all my parked threads, and the blue is all my finished done stitches. And then I'm missing a color. So if I don't have that color, I make sure to leave that really unmarked with the eraser. Like I really erase that so that I can easily go back and see which colors I need to still pick up. Because I apparently I thought I had all of them for this page, but maybe I pulled it for another project or something a long time ago.
Okay, well,
so yeah, that will help you, because then you'll see exactly which ones are parked, which ones are stitched, and you just can erase, or if you're using like a highlighter, you just pencil over it or whatever.
Right.
That will help. So your stitching shelf, what else did you do?
Oh yeah, sorry.
You got more, I think.
I got more. Sorry, I got everything on a chair over here. Okay, so I also stitched on. I met my whip goal. I had to do 8 hours on this piece this month, and I think I had to do 5 of them this week. So it was my Mirabilia, the Christmas fairy. It's not focusing. This was a kit. I think it's still available. There were several others, but they're not available. I don't think. So I got just a ton. I filled in the rest of her arm. I did a bunch of this.
Cute.
All of this is whisper up here and whisper at her neck, so that's why I haven't done that. Pretty. And beads in her hair. It just looks so weird.
Yeah, chunks with nothing in it.
But if you can see, this is you can't really see it very well. There's a blend of a light and a darker pink, and I don't know if I really liked it, but if you're looking at it like this, you can't really notice, but it's very distinct, 2 different pink, it's like a maroon and a pink. So it almost looks like a twisted stitch in there sometimes because, yeah, but anyway, she's pretty, I mean, from afar away, you can't tell.
It probably gives the color, like tint.
Anyway, so I worked a lot on this little puppy.
Mhm.
to meet that, because I ended up getting 2 WIPCOs this last month when I finished this one. So
Yay.
I don't get any more this month though. The ones that
No,
they
I don't either. Well, I guess, yeah.
So I worked on that. I worked on my 25/7 piece, which is my button up, which that's another group on Facebook. Melanie Watkins, Soulful Stitcher. Work on something 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week to progress it forward. I'm working on my button up, and
I love it.
I think I finished some stuff on him.
Mhm.
I finished his hat. I started the little kid.
Cute.
There's a little kid standing there, but it is
Yeah.
pretty cute. Oh, I finished his face because he was kind of scary looking last week.
He was kind of weird looking last. I was like, how is that face gonna work?
Yeah, so getting there.
So cute.
And I really like pulling it out. I have an excuse now to pull it out every night.
Yeah.
And maybe make it my lunchtime stitching too if I get time to stitch on my lunch break.
Mhm.
I also stitched on my Barbara Anna 4 Seasons girl, working on the autumn girl.
Oh, wow.
And all of this.
Yeah. That's come a long ways this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
My goal is to finish that square by September 22nd, I think is the day, is the first day of autumn.
today.
So anyway, she's coming along, and I just have winter, so I'm really proud of myself. I've stuck with it.
You have.
My goals, I'll have it done by, because the winter girl, once I get her done, then I could get it framed and it can sit out all year,
Really
starting in the winter.
so pretty.
And I think Millie has her eye on this.
I think she kind of does too. She likes that one.
And then I worked on, I have one night that I didn't stitch very much. I started a new project. As I was putting
Just
together,
wanted more.
oh, no. Well, started a lot of my time, like yesterday, I spent almost all day pulling whips for my bingo board for September for Magazine Monthly, my AB Singo, cleaned out whips, took things out of baskets and put them in a crate so it's easier to stack in my craft closet, because I had all these different shaped wicker baskets, and I had like summer whips or summer spring in one, and then winter fall in another, and they were all different shaped baskets that I just had around, like wicker baskets, and they didn't stack very well and they were falling over, and so they're all in a crate. And then I also had taken my floss was all in a big IKEA collapsible round basket, and I recently put all that in a crate. So it's all stacked. I know where it is. But anyway, at the end of the day, last night, did I start this right away or did I work something else? I feel like I might have worked on something else, but maybe it was my WIPCO piece last night. I sent Sarah the picture. This was a pattern that I bought off of Etsy. I'm pretty sure she's a Ukrainian. There was kind of some speculation back at the beginning of the war, but it's called The Autumn Fairy, and it's by Nadezhda Nagomeya, but her shop is Nonstop Stitch, I believe, and she's got some adorable things, and I just really liked her. So this comes from Nonstop Stitch, all one word, Etsy.
So cute.
And I started it last night late, and this is as far as I got. I got her little ears
wow.
done.
So cute.
And the colors are so soft and pretty. That antlers and ears, the browns, there's like 5 different browns in there, brown baby colors. I had bought a different fabric the other day when I went to get the floss for this, but it was too much the color of some of the lighter browns, and I thought, oh, that's not going to work. So I had to go digging around, and this is just like what did I end up finding in my stash? It's a Hobby Lobby, I think, Artiste, 28 count even weave, which is so nice to work on. I mean, I've worked on some things that are not even weaves, and they're, you know, they're definitely harder. This is 28 count ivory, and I don't see this color in there very often anymore.
Yeah.
It's a pretty soft color, and the colors, like when I pulled the flosses for this, I just thought, oh, it's just so soft and pretty, but you kind of see the colors.
Mm-hmm.
It's got yellow hair, and anyway, I really fell in love with her last night. So
Really
she's not on my bingo board, but she's gonna keep getting worked on.
Hmm.
And there's not too, you know, they're known for a lot of blending. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 blends, but I think when you get down to the leaves around her feet, there's a lot of more blending.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any blends last night for her head so far. Fingers crossed. And that is about all she wrote, I guess.
Cute.
Like I said, I spent a long time. I mean, this floor behind me
organization, yeah,
covered in stuff. And I was telling Sarah beforehand, I have stuff for her to look at. I went through some, and I need to be more realistic about even the whips that I've kept that are in the crate, because I pulled out whips that I thought I could put on my bingo board later when I got done organizing, and they were just piled up, and they're whips that I really love and really want to progress. And then all my other whips got put in a crate. They just barely all fit in there. Well, then when I did my board, I didn't use all the ones that I had pulled, so I had to, and they did not fit in that crate, which means that's too many whips.
Which means,
but here's the deal.
That I'm just getting another crate.
Yeah, and I told Dad that, you know, I got some stuff for Sarah. He goes, well, she's going to pay you for the missing. I said, no. He goes, well, Kim, I said, it's not about the money. It's about the process. He goes, it's about the money.
Okay, Dad, he can go on eBay and try to sell those partially started projects.
This was my list of whips just that I was considering for my bingo board.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
a lot of whips.
I think I had pulled all of these. And so the crate that I have that's full did not include any of these. And some of these are in this crate right here that I'll show you in a little bit when we talk about plans.
So funny.
Anyway, so what are you working on?
Pay you for it. I don't know if I have money to pay you.
I'm not gonna pay me for it. He was just being a toad.
He is kind of a toad sometimes. Well, I made a mistake on this, so this is going to be my upcoming whip go piece, and I am off half a stitch. Sorry if you hear my cow. She's yelling at me because she knows I'm out here and she thinks I might bring her grain, because that's what we do when we milk her. But yeah, I'm not sure where she is right now. So what happened is I counted up.
Half a stitch is such a pain.
Half a stitch is such a pain. Somewhere in here, I'm off half a stitch. I was off half a stitch a couple times kind of here, and I was able to fudge it around, you know, a little bit. And it didn't.
Sometimes you can't.
But this one I can't. So I really just have to rip out this. It's not that much.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's 2 colors, and it's.
Is that her head? Is that her face?
That's her face. Yeah. Sorry, it looks weird with the red coming off of it. So that is her face.
Coming along.
Now it looks real weird too. So that's going to be the first thing I do. I think I still have another, let me see. So I'm almost done with my August magazine monthly plans, but oh no, technically I'm done with her for the month, but I might pull that out anyways. Tonight. I saw that mistake a couple nights ago when I was working on her, and then I put it away because I didn't have the energy that night to frog it, but.
And it's so easy to do half a stitch on that dark fabric.
It is. I should have had my magnifier on, but I think I just had my light really bright on, but it was not enough.
Yeah.
And then I already showed a picture of my hay piece, and I worked quite a bit on this. And so you'll be able to see where I am at. I'm working in the top corner, and a leaf is starting to appear.
Oh my gosh, look at how much you've gotten done.
I worked on it quite a bit actually this week.
Oh, that's looking pretty.
Yeah, I'm happy to see something emerge out of the confetti.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did try to mainly park down, but a couple times there wasn't anything down, so I parked out to the side.
You're doing that 2 half stitch, 2
Two
over 1
strands with
half.
a half cross stitch. Mhm.
You know, somebody I was watching or I saw online is doing mine 2 over 1 on 25 count. I don't know how they are doing that.
I don't know how they're doing that either. That even two with half cross stitch, which would be
Oh.
the same as one with a
I
whole.
wonder if it's Julie from Stitching at the Cabin. Is that you, Julie? Are you doing a big piece? Is she
Two
doing
threads.
okay? Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember if it was her or not. Because I remember thinking, I don't know how you do that. Because I
Yeah.
can barely do ones.
I think
full
it would just
cross.
feel so full that pulling the needle up and down through would be really hard. I did make one mistake way back when I was first starting to do the half crosses and I put it the wrong direction. No
Where?
one's ever going to notice, but let me see. Where is it? It wasn't just one stitch. It was a couple stitches.
Just stitch over it, going the right way.
Yeah, maybe I should just.
If it bothers you.
Let's see.
Oh, I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but anyways, I don't even know that it bothers me because when I like hold it back, you can't
See it. Yeah.
really see it. It's just one
Yeah.
or two little stitches in the grand scheme. It's not very much, but
Yeah.
you know, I was really like, hey, look, I've stitched several hundred stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably have at least 700 stitches in now.
Well, the thing about mine is that I put a color in the wrong square. You know what? I just stitched over it.
Oh yeah.
Didn't rip. I'm not ripping that out. It does. You can't tell that I went over it with the right color. You can't.
Yeah.
There's no way you can tell.
Yeah.
You have to make a really big mistake.
You're doing one strand whole
over
cross stitch, right?
Full cross over one. I tried that half stitch, but I have a hard time.
It is a different motor plan. Like
Mhm.
once I'm going on it, it's fine, but it was obviously I made a few mistakes at the beginning that I didn't catch.
I have spatial issues apparently, counting issues. I don't know.
Even with the gridded fabric. I worked some on my blue flower alpaca farm.
Did you get that alpaca out of the clouds?
Yeah, so my floating alpaca is no longer up here. He's rooted. Jubilee, go on. Go on. Yeah, I pulled him out and I started him over again this week. So there.
Oh, good. That looks much more
He
appropriate.
still looks like he's floating because the green grass is gonna.
He's just jumping.
I wanted to fill him in and then I'll go do the grass where his feet are gonna go.
They're cute though. So cute.
This is a cute piece. Really cute. So I've worked on that. Yeah, go find your baby. You need to. And then the only other, I worked on 2 other things. Yeah, that's right. So then I also worked on Music Amongst the Trees from Rosewood Manor.
So pretty too.
On that little bird. Interesting to me that my camera doesn't want to focus outside here. Usually it is really, it must just be the difference of lighting, backlighting or something.
It's focusing.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it's focusing okay. Just not as quickly.
Colors are so vibrant.
I know. So there's my little, I got all the little green confetti done and then all of him except his eye, I think, and his feet, which are a red color. Oh, maybe there is another red that I haven't done on his breast. I did that while the girls were at ballet. I was just sitting there watching them dance and stitching.
I wish I could do that, stitch outside of the house.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do if I couldn't stitch. I'd knit a lot more probably.
Yeah, I always take my knitting with me, but
it helps me. Like if I know I have an hour where I'm going to sit to watch ballet, I can know that's going to be an hour on my magazine monthly that I can check off later.
Yeah.
The last thing I worked on is my Stitching by the Sea pin cushion from Jeanette Douglas Designs. I finished up this little square.
Oh, look at that. Yay.
My first square, the border is all done and all lined up right. And then I finished this square with the little hermit crabbies and the anchor.
Cute.
I subbed out that orangey color is not the same color they called for. The DMC conversion was like 5 colors off of this, but I didn't have it. But I held this one up and I thought, that's actually a really nice orangey. It's supposed to be like terracotta would be the
Oh.
color name for whatever the classic color works.
I always think of 356 as being terracotta.
Yeah, they called for 3830. And honestly, I don't have as many 3800s on hand as I do for some of like the.
You know what though? I've got several projects using 3800s and they are some beautiful colors. I love the 3800s.
Yeah, I like them. I just don't have all of
There's
them.
a ton of them in my Haid and they're just beautiful colors.
I feel like this one came out pretty close to the terracotta, the actual what's on the stitched model.
Yeah.
Which is, oh, I remember. I was pulling it out to see what the actual Gentle Art terracotta is what it's supposed to be. But I kind of thought I'm just going to make this my own and not worry about going to the store to get that color.
Right.
I
And
like
it
that on
works.
there. And I'd already changed up that. Well, the blue, all these little blue, I don't know, bubbles probably were actually supposed to be that really gray DMC that I took out. So I had already changed up to a brighter blue for those, and I kind of liked the brighter orange. So those are all the things I worked on. I had a lot of fun. I don't know, I just really enjoyed my stitching this week.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of variety between my big projects and my little ones. So
this is the terracotta, Gentle Arts terracotta.
here, hold it right up to your camera. Yeah, that helps because then it focuses on it rather than.
It's kind of a.
It is, yeah. It's definitely darker kind of.
I think 356 is really close to that. If you were.
I'll have to pull that.
I think it's 356. I got that number in my head. It doesn't matter now. Your colors look fine.
Yeah, but it would be interesting to see what it compares as with. So that's everything I worked on this week.
Yeah, I didn't knit this week. I need to knit. Need to get going on that.
I did knit too. I just didn't pull it out. I think I'm at the point I've knit that sleeve for Millie's sweater all the way to the point where I can now do the daisy stitch. I just finished it today at church, so now I just need to pull out the pattern and actually look.
I think we talked about the fact that there was some concern about baby Penny's brother staying in long enough. Did we talk about that? That there was a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I was just going to say that she's doing good and 28 weeks tomorrow. So
yeah,
that's a milestone. That's not great, but that's better than 24 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel a little calmer about it than I did earlier on because I feel like, okay, things are under control.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Something else I was going to say. Oh, thank you for your ideas and thoughts about the long, narrow post that I want to stitch something to hang on. I was going to mention, I thought I'd show those pictures of, I don't own these patterns yet, but I thought they were really cute and I was thankful. So Julie from Stitching at the Cabin, who we were just talking about, suggested a couple different options that are super cute. And I am going to probably look into one of these. So one of them is, she said, have you looked at what you could maybe stitch smaller versions of, this was one of them was a year of celebrations from Hands-On Designs. I'm trying to decide. Well, there's a monthly one. They're monthly. And so
and there's actually two series of these out.
Yeah. So I think this is probably the first one. I haven't even looked at the second one yet.
Super cute.
Here's a few more.
Super cute.
So she was saying like maybe if you stitched it long and narrow all on, which I loved the idea of. So then we were kind of looking around to see if I stitched on this count, how wide would it be? Because I'm pretty sure my post is definitely no more than 3 inches wide.
Yeah.
And so these ones I realized if I stitched it on 36 count over 1, which I'm doing my blue flower, I think one, that alpaca farm, I think is on
40. You did 40 count for that.
40 count over 2 though. Am I doing 40 count over 2?
Did you do that? Because I did the calculations for you on these on 22 count over 1.
Oh, you're right. So I was thinking, oh yeah. So 36 count over 2, 36 count over 2 would give me a 2.5 inch wide by 2.5 inch tall square.
Yeah.
And then I would stack them up by 12. And so that is a great option. And I kind of love that. And the other one she suggested, so if you happen to be in my place looking for like a long skinny project and you're watching this, the other one that she suggested is the Little House Needleworks sheep, let's see, Little Sheep Virtues, I think is what they're called. Oh, I only have one of them pulled up here. So there's a whole bunch of them, and finished up, they look, I had a picture pulled up really nice that had all of them on it. There's a few ways that I saw that you can finish it. One of them is stitched like this. Let's load this. But I think that I wouldn't do this because there's like a long skinny piece in the middle of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I don't know, maybe my
This Little Sheep Virtues.
Little Sheep Virtues. Oh, it's not gonna load. Come on. Okay, well, I'm gonna show a really blurry photo, which isn't very good. Basically, here is what they look like. So they're each of the virtues, and they're like kind of subtly done by month. So you have like the heart for February,
Yeah.
snowflake for January. Down here you have, oh, of course, because it's not loading, I can't show the whole thing. Anyway, there's like a pumpkin on it. Oh, here we go. Pumpkin one or apples or something.
They're so cute.
Yeah, gratitude for. So that also could work if I did them tall. I could do them on a 22 count like Ada over 1, and it would give me like a 2 3/4 inch square.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be looking into those. I had a few other suggestions too, but we might do those next year.
Well, yeah, and we were talking about this, and I have been toying with, was I going to do a calendar piece like I've done the last couple of years? I started thinking, no, I'm going to focus on the seasons and do those Cricut collection seasons and make those my focus. And then we started talking about Julie's comment about these adorable
you
pieces.
Could do both. I mean, look, you've done your season one with your Barbara Anna girl and your monthly one.
Yeah,
you could do both.
I could maybe, yeah. So anyway, those are, I'm really interested.
But it won't help you clear out your stash very well, or your whip pile.
Okay, that's okay.
But that's
I mean,
all right.
So now I'm really toying with that. I have another series that I started collecting because Carolyn Zook was talking about them, and I loved them, and I can't remember. They were each individual. They're a little bit bigger. I don't think I could finish those on one piece. They were too big to do one piece, but I was thinking I could do just a magnet frame and just change out, just do a simple flat thing. And I thought about pulling those out and looking at those again too, but they are a little more involved, and I probably couldn't do those and the season piece because they're definitely more stitching in them, but they're super cute, and I have a lot of them. And Carolyn, we talked about maybe doing that, I think maybe in 2023. So if you're watching, let me know what you're planning, because I know she probably has her whole year planned out next year already.
Probably.
Because that's how Carolyn's rolls.
How Carolyn rolls.
I did make a decision while I was organizing this week that my year at Hawk Run Hollow is going in hibernation for a while.
Oh, really?
I'm just not in love with it enough that
one that Dad wants to sell to me.
No.
I might buy that one.
I'm not giving it up. I'm gonna, but I just don't want the pressure of trying to rotate that in. And of the two, I like the Christmas one better right now, so I'm gonna definitely keep that one in my rotation. But I thought, you don't have to work on that right now. You can work on the other ones, and especially with the hay. I thought, let's be realistic. If I was retired and had all the time in the world, everybody says you don't, but I'm planning on it. But I did just kind of, it's just I have a big picnic basket that was my mom's, and all my BAPs, my big ass projects are kind of in there because they're bigger. And I just put it in there for now, and someday it'll come back out. But I just thought,
that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. It's not that I totally hate it. I just
maybe if you even finish the other one, then you can.
Yeah, I do. It's just.
Yeah.
I just want to focus on one. I think having two going is too much. I don't know how Carolyn's doing all those.
Yeah.
And everything else she's doing.
Do you have any haul this week? Because I don't have anything.
The only haul I really have is,
Unless you count a school microscope for the girls or something.
what did I do with it? I did when I went to right in here. I went to Threadneedle Street and to get the floss for that little, to get the fabric and then I got floss for
Your new little project.
a new little autumn fairy girl or whatever she is. And right before I left home, I had been scrolling through Etsy and floss box on Etsy. Shoot, what did I do with it? She had a Biscornu. Oh, for the love of Mike. I guess I didn't bring it in here. What?
Shoot, Canute. Oh, for the love of Mike. You sound like maybe you're Australian or something.
It's a little, okay, I'm gonna send you the picture.
For the love of Mike. Irish, maybe. I don't know.
I brought it in here. I don't even have the floss pull, but I have it in a bag. I think I put it in here and maybe it fell down in. Well,
shoot, Canute.
I'm going to send you a picture of it so you can show.
Okay.
It's super cute. It's a little Biscornu. It's a Halloween Biscornu.
Okay.
No, not update. Purchases. Purchases. And I just bought the fabric for it. That's about it. So I bought the pattern and I bought the fabric. It's just DMC. And she has some cute Biscornus on there, I think.
Who is it?
Floss.
Oh, Floss Box.
Floss Box. Hold on a second. Let me just get this sent to you. That was about the haul plus the giveaway that I bought for our lovely viewers for this week. Okay, here we go. Sending you.
No haul. It's all about school
Yeah,
curriculum right now.
I do have a few things open on my computer. So I had bought this pattern and I showed Sarah it. Isn't that so cute? I bought a pattern for in the sale bucket, and to see if Sarah wanted it. It's from 2003. It's old, and it's by Elizabeth Needlework Designs. And I've heard of her. She's not designing, I don't think, anymore. But this really cute band sampler,
that is cute.
Colors are just kind of blah.
Yeah, I just modify those colors up.
Yeah.
And cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
What's that at the bottom?
It's a frog. I think it's a frog charm.
And lily pads? Is it lily pads?
Yes, it's lily pads and frog.
Oh, that's cute. I see.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that is
cute. Stitches. Anyway, I started because I feel like there was a pattern I was trying to find a while ago by her that somebody, and I didn't find anything, but it's not her because when I went on eBay, there's several of hers, and there's a couple that I really think I'm going to order. So I bought this in case Sarah wanted it.
Who is the designer again on that?
Her name is Elizabeth Needlework Designs. But I found a site. Hold on a second. Exit the full view. I found a site called. Can you see me still?
Yeah.
Handmade. Okay, cross stitch stash. It's crossstitchstash.com, and it has a lot of old patterns, like vintage and new. Like I found Barbara Bourgeau Richards on there. I found some Buckley Moss on there. I found even more current day ones. They had some Shepherd's Bush stuff on there. So it's kind of a nice little resource to have in your back pocket if you're looking for.
Is it one seller or is it like a list your things and sell?
I think it's one seller.
One seller.
One seller, yeah. So anyway, I was looking for more of hers, and she does have It's called the Evergreen. Oh my gosh, the Evergreen Sampler. That hold on, why didn't that go down? Hold on. She did one. Let me see.
By Elizabeth's Designs. I found it.
Yeah.
Whether it will load or not is the question. There we go.
Why won't this go down?
Oh,
She has one called,
this one?
yes. And I really want that one. So I think I'm going to order it. I think being living in the Evergreen. And if you look at it, it's kind of fun because it's like AB cedar fir, GHI, J, and then it goes into juniper, KLMNO, pine. Anyway, it's kind of creative that way. And I just really loved it. And I think, you know, living in the Evergreen state, we're known as the Evergreen state, has a little special meaning to me. But I like the colors. I like the design. It was sweet. So.
Oh, you. XYUYEW.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was cute. So anyway, that's a different, I mean, that's about all my haul. I did not buy anything else. I did, just some fabric. And that
is a pretty pattern.
Find it. But anyway.
It'll turn up in your couch.
Probably.
In your magic couch.
My magical couch.
We had giveaway next, right? We had a giveaway last week because we are getting ready to start in September our Shepherd's Bush start along is what we're just calling it, on my birthday on September 18th. And so we were giving away Do You Hear from Shepherd's Bush, and the winner for that is Kay Lowry. So congratulations, Kay. We have your address. I know we've sent you giveaways before. So we'll get that off to you. Maybe you'll even be able to start it for the start along if you didn't have one already in mind.
I am behind on mailing out, but I'm hoping to do it on Tuesday.
And I am a little behind. I have the gift card sent out to Sharon Mann to 123 Stitch. So Sharon, thank you for your patience waiting for that. I think I might just have the Winnie the Pooh ones left to send out. And I can't remember who won those, but it's in my list. I mean, I do know who it is.
Several, but I'll get them out.
Oh, Christine. So Christine, I've got those. I will try to get those out this week as well.
I thought I went to when I went to mail out a bunch of stuff last time, I had a bunch to do, and I thought, oh, I'm out of mailing envelopes, and I keep forgetting to go get some. And when I was organizing my stuff yesterday, lo and behold, I have a whole bunch of envelopes in there, right in the doorway, in a bucket.
Well, that worked out nice.
Oh, that will motivate me. I have a big day at work tomorrow. I was hoping to go to the post office tomorrow. I still might. We'll see. Take my lunch break and go, but
it'll be fun.
Yeah. So then, my other haul, I did get a book, Christmas with Miss Reed.
Oh, fun. I
wanted it. I don't think it was available on Kindle. And I thought, I want this book. I loved it when I read it years ago.
Oh, fun.
Whoop-de-woo. So that's it.
What are you reading? Oh, or no, wait. I'm jumping the gun. Plans. We got to talk about plans, especially coming into next week. Oh, we've got a giveaway for next week. You're right. So I'm all out of order. This is why I usually write it down so that I don't skip stuff. Because normally we do plans and then we do giveaway.
Yeah, we're
I missed the plans. So we've got giveaway and then we'll do plans and then we'll talk about our books. So this week we have a new, you picked up one from, I wrote it down.
It's called Bittersweet Village.
Yes, Bittersweet Village.
Weird. It's not in a.
It's from like Hello from Liz Matthews, right?
Yeah, which we're not giving anything by her away, I don't think so. But it's not a folded pattern. But I'm missing, like it's all loose.
Was it like that when you bought it?
I don't think so, but I didn't take it out. Did I take it out to show you?
You might have taken it out of the bag to show me. I can't remember.
I don't think I did. I don't think it was in the bag.
Maybe.
Oh no, it must have been because there's no price tag on it.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you probably pulled it out. So we'll show it to you in a minute.
It is Bittersweet Village, and I love, sorry, the
That's cute.
colors in this.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that just beautiful?
really, just fun like designs
Mm-hmm.
with the
And
leaves.
it calls for it calls for weeks, but it does give a DMC conversion. So you do have the option. So the word to use in your comment is bittersweet.
Yeah.
Which I think this time of year kind of feels bittersweet. People are kind of like ready for fall, but then
Kind of bittersweet to leave summer behind because I always like want summer so bad for a long time.
although I never really want summer.
I know you don't, but I do.
I'm not feeling very bittersweet about it. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I'm done. I'm fired.
I'm bittersweet that
Fired.
this summer was some of like my garden didn't really do very well, and
It's kind of a crappy summer.
it was kind of a rough summer for me. Our water, like watering our property has been kind of tricky. It's a long story. I won't go into it, but
Yeah.
that means our grass is all dying back. Hopefully not dead. I mean, the yard, it'll come back, but it's a long story. But anyway,
pasture should come back. That's all weeds.
it will come back, and it's still green. It's just not really long enough.
I mean, weeds never die for good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, we have a lot of grass and clover in there too, but the weeds will come back too.
But clover's kind of a weed. I think
it should probably be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the pasture dying. I'm just wish it was a little longer so that I felt really like the cow was getting more than enough grass.
Can you move her down to the other neighbor's pasture? Are they being used?
They haven't watered it, so it's dry as dust. Yeah, for the same reason that we're struggling with water. So we are using our one house hose with a sprinkler on it to water 2.5 acres, which means a lot of my bushes are kind of like not making it, which is really sad. I'm trying to hand water them as much as I can, but like
I don't know. I think it's been a rough summer. Not just because I don't like summer, but there's just been more worry. I just had more worries about stuff, and just hasn't been. And I think having our big vacation at the beginning of the summer was really nice, but then there was nothing to look forward to. We usually take our vacation in August/September, but we are going away for our anniversary in September for 4 nights. So that'll be nice to look forward to. But
we also need to finish planning Kelly's baby shower. So that's something fun coming up.
It is, and that's just it. There's things coming up, but I think it's just the last month in particular has just felt hard.
Yeah.
All my kids seem to be going through something that's difficult. And, as a mom, you just want to fix everything and you can't always.
Yeah.
So, and yeah.
We'll all always be going through something difficult.
I know, but these just seemed extraordinarily difficult. Kind of out of the
ordinary hard.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I mean, heaven knows Dad and I have been through plenty of hard things.
Yeah.
But you still don't want your kids to have to suffer.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm ready for fall. Bring it.
So on that note, tell me about your AB Singo.
My AB Singo, my stats are, so if you're new, AB Singo is a bingo board event that Carolyn Zook and Robin Hall from the Magazine Monthly Facebook group host. They host this in September, and they do a Bringo in January. And so this one is you have a bingo board, and you just randomly put your letters, and then you assign projects that somehow associate with that letter of the alphabet. And then every night, Carolyn pulls the number for the next day. And I ended up with, what did I say? I wrote it down here. I have 21 projects for the 25 days, 1 new start in that batch, and then 4 of them are repeated. That's why there's only 21. And this is my bucket.
And you work on it for 100 stitches or 1 hour a day, right?
Bucket projects for this coming month.
Your 25 projects.
Right. So.
And what did you say already? You work on it for 1 hour or 100 stitches? Is that right? Am I correct on that? Yeah.
Correct on that. And so my plans are going to incorporate except for the 1 start, they're all whips. I have Autumn Squirrel by Barbara Anna, she was a Magazine Monthly start last year. I got Button Up, Cats and Jacks, which I started last year by Pineberry Lane, Mr. and Mrs. Delicious by Lindy Stitches, Gathering Eggs, Flea Market Flowers, My new start is called Gather by Pineberry Lane. Another Pineberry Lane is I Bring Me Joy, which I started during Christmas in July. Jardine Privé's Patchwork Ete is on there. My Free Angel is on there for K, for Chronic Thread. My Hoity Toity for Long Dog. My Ring Around the Rose Tree is on there twice by Mirabilia.
You haven't pulled that up for a while.
I haven't, and I've been dying to start working on her some more. My New Start Gather is on there twice. My Our Year Calendar is on there twice for O and for what else is it on there for? I know it's on there twice. Oh, for U for umbrella, because there's an umbrella in it. Even though I already stitched it, it's still on there, so I'm counting it. Plum Street's Babushka Blossoms, which I started.
That's an oldie.
2018 is on there.
Oldie, but a goodie.
My Summer Quaker by Rosewood Manor's on there. Squirting Around by Misty Purcell is on there. Thankful by Emily Call is on there. My Four Seasons Girls are on there twice. Once for V for Vivaldi, because she based it off of that suite, and Zweigert Fabric. Winter Quaker, Have You Any Wool by Brenda Gervais. I started that last year. I had just a tiny little start for Y, for Ye, and Butterfly Dreams by Barbara Anna that I started a month ago for X stitch, because it's cross stitched. I just figured that's a freebie.
Yeah. Yeah.
X. So that's my plans. It's a lot, but again, what'll happen is I'll pull it out and think, oh, I only have to do an hour on this, and then I'll spend the whole night on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless I'm working on my calendar piece and my 25/7. So I'll continue with my 25/7 button up until that's done. I'm starting a start along with Gail from Gail's Golden Needles. It's a P. Buckley Boss. P. Buckley Moss.
When are you starting that?
I'm starting that on Wednesday. I think her birthday's the 31st. So I'm starting this little jewel this month, or August /
And you guys have a hashtag, right?
We do. It's PB Moss SAL. I think.
So if you're joining in and you want to do that, make sure you use the hashtag.
And then also our Shepherd's Bush, and I did pick my piece for that. I'll just show that too. It was a kit that I bought while we were on our trip, and when I got to go. It's called Harvest Home Scissor Fob.
Cute. I didn't bring mine out to show, but I have.
Well, I just had it here, but I'll show it again when it's closer. But I looked through my Shepherd's Bush, and you know what I found? I found. Come on, focus. I found a needle roll. 4th of July needle roll.
It's done, just not constructed.
I just have to put a layer of lace in one of the bands and construct it.
Pretty.
So I'm still blurry. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe if I. Come on.
It was trying. Move your head around a little. Do a dance for us.
Well, then I feel like it really can't. Sorry. I do it slower. There we go. Yeah, so I might pull that out and finish it. It's really cute. I don't know why I never finished it.
Just didn't want to do the finishing work probably, and
all the beads are on it.
Wow.
Might be a charm to put on there. I'm not sure, but yeah. I have a whole folio file of my Shepherd's Bush stuff, so it was hard to pick.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, I'm going to do one of my new ones that I got on my vacation.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What did your whip go get called?
Oh, my whip go call is my Hoity Toity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, which I need to pull out of my closet, so I work on that. And my whip go goals are not super hard. Somebody is it Carol?
Harder than mine, girl.
Somebody's doing 20 hours. Tina, maybe it's Tina. 20 hours on
Tina probably thinks I'm just ridiculous for having 2 hours per square. But guess who's kept up on their whip go?
I'm
It's me.
I have 2, but I'm doing 4 hours.
I know, I'm impressed.
I've done it.
I wanted to make sure I did that, and I wanted to do Magazine Monthly, and I felt like there was no way if I added more time on WIPGO that I would have to limit myself on my Magazine Monthly.
You know, I'm really now. Oh, I'm really glad. So I'm not sure. Like, so if you work on a WIPGO piece before it's been called on, can you still count it?
I think there's some debate about that. I don't know what I think about it.
Like my Ring Around the Rosie hasn't been. It's going to get called again this year.
I would just check it off. I don't know.
What does it matter? It's
I kind of feel like
just not
they
getting.
might answer that on the website on the.
Probably do.
But what does it matter? It's just for you. There's no prize or anything. Who cares?
I know.
Do what you want.
My
the rules.
Year at Hawk Run Holo, I had put on here has already been called all the times it was going to, so I don't have to worry about. I was going to substitute my Christmas one if it got called, but it's not going to now.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you? What do you got planned, and what's your WIPGO?
Oh, excuse me. This week I need to finish up just a couple more hours on my August plans for my Magazine Monthly. My WIPGO that got called is my Snow Queen, so perfect. I can rip her head out and put it back on. And the rosewood stockings. And I still don't have any beads for that, so I either need to buy some beads or I need to just start on my own stocking, because I could just start stitching on the next stocking. So those are my WIPGO. Woohoo, 2 hours on each of those. I get a lot of headway, but at least I'm touching them really, that's 50 hours. That's 10 hours total in a year. That's a lot for me on some of those pieces.
Taking the world by storm.
I'm knowing my limitations. I know my
It's good. I mean, I spent a whole show here talking about trying to realize my whip.
Your WIP limitations.
Yeah.
Here's my planning sheet.
Oh,
it was kind of fun. And I can just read off what I'm going to do. I've got Twilight Angel. I've got my Barbara Bourgeau Richards friends. Oh, by the way, I pulled out all my WIPs. I counted them and I have approximately 25. So I basically put each one on here one time. And so I'm almost touching all my WIPs once or twice. I think I might actually have like 23 WIPs that I have going that I wanted to work on. There's a couple that I put off to the side that I didn't really want to work on. So anyways, so it'll be a whole long list. Twilight Angel, my Barbara Bourgeau Richards friends for B, Cuore e Batte-Cuore, the C, it's not Christmas, which could be C for Christmas, or are you counting your WIPs while I'm talking? I'll give you a minute. Sorry. D, I am using the color Dungarees for my border on my Snapperland. So I use Dungarees for D, because that's the blue I use. Heaven and Earth for E, my Tiny Traveler. Farmer's Market, which is that lavender and lace. No, not lavender and lace. What's the other?
Told in the Garden.
Told in the Garden. Farmer's Market. G, Garden. From Music Amongst the Trees. It talks about there's always music amongst the trees in the garden. So I've got garden. I is I Forget the Rest. That's my owl piece from Lindy Stitches. J is Janine McGowan, who is the blue flower for my alpaca farm. K is Kind for Stitch for Sweet Freedom, and one for being kind. L is Literature for the bookshelf. M is my mermaid for Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I had a hard time figuring out how to put my shores in there, but I'm gonna say the mermaid. N for night for my tunnel of trees, because it's nighttime, and I really want to work on that because that's my fall piece that I have going. O for ornament for my little Christmas helpers stacked up. P for pillow for my Stitching by the Sea pin cushion. I should have done pin cushion, but
what was your O? What was your O?
Ornament, because it's the little, like those little animals that are putting the star on that bent Christmas tree. I'll probably finish it into a little ornament. I don't know for sure if I will, but it is an ornament.
It is an ornament.
Q Q for Snow Queen, R for my robin on my spring at Huck Run Hollow, S for my beaded star. I have that Riolis. I think it's a Riolis kit with all those beads.
Yeah.
T for Turkey Day, U for Tunnel of Trees, V for my Valley of the River Beck. That's my dimensions. W, wool for my Riolis sunflowers. X, free choice X stitch. Y is yellow for my Riolis sunflowers, and Z is for my alphabet fresh from the garden. So I got a lot on there. Sorry, somebody is calling me. That's funny.
This page alone has 46 whips on it.
Jeez. You have like doubled my whips. That's crazy.
And there's a whole.
And you have another whole bin. You have probably triple my whips.
People would say, "Oh, Kim, you should do a whip parade." I'm like, no, nobody would want to sit through that. It would be hours long.
Oh gosh, you could do it in chunks. Like, here's my spring whips. Here's all my fall whips. You could do like a seasonal whip parade, because most of yours are kind of seasonal, and then you have some that aren't. That you could do a miscellaneous.
Yeah.
You could even do it on a video or another whole video if you wanted. Here's my board. I'm excited to get started on it. I think I'll go in and fill in what each one is so that I
did that too, so I don't have to reference that.
Although I kind of like how nice and like tidy it looks right now.
I know, mine's kind of a mess, but
here's it's pretty much the same layout as my piece. Anyway, so those are my plans. It's just to work on that. I'm excited.
Super just kind of something to look forward to, you know, these events.
I agree. We did giveaway. We've done plans. Is it just books left?
Just books, which I don't have a lot to say because I haven't really read much. I've been reading, but I'm not sure I really like that short story I'm reading.
Really? The moon, the signal moon.
Yeah.
Is it, I don't know. You just kind of want to just go watch the movie Frequency instead?
It's kind of like
Jim Caviezel.
You know, like she's talking to this guy 80 years in the future, right? And which seems just, I don't know, it just seems a little, I like time travel, but this just seems a little bit too, not, like it's trying too hard to be realistic when we all know it isn't, right? So like, or something, I can't put my finger on it, but it gets into kind of some technical talking about like signals and I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to really understand it because it's not even real. I don't know.
Huh.
I had picked up some other books like a Sarah Geo book, A Love from London, that keep kind of calling my name, but it's a short story. I should be able to finish this.
But maybe you're not finishing it because you don't really care about it and you just can put it aside. Don't waste your time with something you're not enjoying. Just go to your book that you want to read.
I should.
Wasn't it like a free Kindle pickup anyways?
Yeah.
You didn't even pay for it.
I think so.
Just drop it. Unless you really actually want to know what happens. Just drop it. Life is too short to waste time with stories that you don't care about.
Okay.
I think just drop it.
I wonder how far I am into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to finish it, I would say only if you're 75% of the way through. Otherwise, obviously, it's going to take you like way longer and you won't read anything. Sorry about the car.
Oh, here's the deal. Like in the last bit I read, she's in her room. She's in like in a boarding house because she's, working for the government in this top secret thing, right? So she seems to have managed to keep a transmitter that she's not supposed to have. And kind of that's what she's using to communicate to this guy in the future, right? And
I mean, are they communicating about anything important? Or are they just talking?
They're talking.
Are they falling in love? Or are they?
No, they're not falling in love. It's just because his ship is going to get torpedoed and they're going to die.
So why doesn't she just say your ship's going to get torpedoed and you're going to die?
She has, but they're trying to figure out how to stop it from happening. Oh, and it's like this top secret, like Russian new technology. So they're not detected. And so when she hears the original transmission in the future, she actually hears him die. Like he's, And so, I mean, I am interested in how they're going to stop this, because it's going to start another world war. But like he tells her, because she really wants to know, are we going to win this war, her war, She's in World War II. And he says, well, yes, because if we didn't, you'd be speaking German right now, kind of thing. So she has that hope that even though life is miserable, it's gone on for years, there's rationing, it's Britain during the war. I mean, it was cold. They were in this old mansion on the sea. So I think she felt like, oh, good, at least I know that what we're going through right now is going to, be worth it, kind of thing. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay. Maybe you want to finish it, but
I don't know. We'll see.
if you're bored, then don't.
Did I tell you though that I found a different L.M. Montgomery book that I never had heard of? I think I did. The Blue Castle.
Did we talk about it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew we talked about it. I couldn't remember if it was a phone chat or a.
That's kind of been calling my name too, so we'll see.
That'd be fun. Oh, it's never a bad idea to read Ella Montgomery. We're listening to Anna Green Gables in the car again. Well, still, I think I mentioned that we were listening to the Craftlit production of it a while ago, and so we've been back to listening to that just a little bit each week. So it's just so sweet. It's just always
how's Misery coming along?
I haven't picked that up. I'm in that season where I'm basically just going to read some school books for a little while to try to stay on top of it. I realized like, oh, I really want to, I think I will try to set aside or schedule in a chunk of time each week or something to read something just for pleasure. Cause I like reading my own books, but honestly, like I actually really enjoy reading the school books because the curriculum we use just has such quality literature. So I've been reading this book. Have you ever read this by Jane Yolen? This is, it's probably like middle grade. It's not like mature enough to probably be juvenile fiction, I would think. Trying to find like what the category is. I would call it juvenile fiction. It's probably not quite
middle school or young adult.
Yeah, I would say like sixth to eighth grade, maybe fifth, but it's a little mature even for fifth. Here's the back of it. So Jane Yolen I love. She writes a lot of picture books too and stuff, but this book is called The Devil's Arithmetic and it was recommended. It's won the National Jewish Book Award. Hannah dreads going to her family's Passover Seder. Her relatives always tell the same stories and Hannah's tired of hearing them talk about the past. But when she opens the front door to symbolically welcome the prophet Elijah, she's transported to a Polish village in the year 1942. Why is she there, and who is this Chaya that everyone seems to think she is? Just as she begins to unravel the mystery, Nazi soldiers come to take everyone in the village away, and only Hannah knows the unspeakable horrors that wait. It's so well written. It's Jane Yolen, so I expected it to be really well written, but one of the things that I really appreciated is this. She took a good amount of time setting up the beginning where Hannah really just doesn't get what her grandfather and other family members lived through.
Right.
But partly because nobody really talks about it. Like they talk about it, but not really. So there is like a point where she's remembering something that happened when she was little, where, she saw her grandpa with a tattoo of numbers on his arm, not having any idea what that was, and she was just really little and wrote numbers on her arm in pen ink, and he had like a PTSD flip out and grabbed her and was yelling at her, and just the trauma that even his trauma then put on her, just and then her kind of like frustration and boredom with like, well, why is this such a big deal? This was in the past. But then for her to be transported into this place where she actually is in the community and fits, but anyway, it's really interesting. I'm enjoying it. So the nice thing about our curriculum is I don't feel like bored when I'm reading our school books. It's not textbooks. It's like really good literature. I started reading Ivanhoe last night because Liddy's going to read Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott this year. I've never read that. And I thought, well, that'll be great. I'll read that. She'll read it. And, but we did just finish, Jesse and I were listening to an audiobook, that one by Amelie St. John Mandel. I've talked about it. It's called The Dark Side of the Moon. We just finished it last night and I thought it would still have way more to go. I don't know if it was shorter than usual or if it just went by really fast and I expected there to be more to it. And I haven't even really figured out what I think about it yet. Like,
is that the one that was written by the same gal that wrote
Station 11 and The Glass Hotel, I think it was called.
So it wasn't one that you were like immediately in love with then, clearly.
I did not like finish it and be like, whoa, that was like like I did with Station 11. Like, wow, that was really meaningful. There was a nice twist in it, and I that I didn't quite see coming, and so I like that. I almost feel like I need to reread it again, because I think I might like catch things that I didn't catch the first time around.
Right.
Anyway, but it was good. I do recommend it. I think her writing is just really interesting, and the plot twist was kind of unexpected and fun. So that's what I'm reading right now.
Well, I guess you're at that time of the year.
It's just that time of year. Like, I'll go back to reading more of my own books, but I need to put misery. I also did just finish reading another book. The girls, I'm also in that stage of life where the girls will hand me a book and say, you got to read this. We got it from the library, and I'm going to try to finish it before you have to bring it back.
Right.
So I just finished another one called, I think I was talking about it last week, Dream Within a Dream by Patricia McLaughlin, who wrote Sarah Plainenthal and Skylark and some of those other young reader books. It was really good. It was about a man it's about a boy. No, it's about a girl whose grandfather is developing macular degeneration.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so
I think you did.
that one was good too.
There was a book that somebody hold on. Somebody was recommending that maybe people would like.
In our comments?
No, it was on Instagram, but I was kind of thinking about checking this book out. Shoot, where is it? Why isn't it pulling it? Hold on a second.
I don't remember. Here, I can look at maybe it was on a different episode or something. Sometimes I don't know, but you would have not necessarily gone to go look at an old episode.
No, this is, why is she not pulling up on my Instagram?
Oh, on Instagram. Well, Stephanie Ng, hopefully I'm saying that right, did make a recommendation for a middle grade reader. Is that the one you're looking at for?
Nope, but I forgot. She did though.
I just saw that too. She said she recently listened to The Benefits of Being an Octopus and recommends it. It was very good and brings awareness to what kids around you may be dealing with, but you may never know. I feel like realistic fiction for middle and for high school are important because they bring up issues like these, which is, I totally agree. I really liked that book, Wonder, for that reason. Like, it dealt with disability in a really interesting way. So I'll have to look up that one because I've never heard of it and I'm not sure who wrote it.
I hadn't either. This one was by Stitchy Princess Black on Instagram, the Ukrainian designer. She recommended The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And this is a life no one will remember, a story you will never forget. So France, 1714, in a moment of desperation, a young woman makes a Faustian bargain to live forever and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Thus begins the extraordinary life of Addie LaRue and a dazzling adventure that will play out across centuries and continents, across history and art, as a young woman learns how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. But everything changes when, after nearly 300 years, Addie stumbles across a young man in a hidden bookstore and he remembers her name. I thought, well, that sounds kind of fun.
That does sound
sweeping. It reminds me a little bit of the movie The Age of Adeline.
Yeah, which I'm not sure if I ever read that. Watch that.
Oh, you should watch that.
I probably did, but it was a long time ago.
It's one that I watch every so often over again, and I kind of forget about it, but it has a good ending, which is really important to me.
Yeah.
And it's just good. I really like that movie. And this kind of reminds me of that, right? You live forever, but nobody remembers you.
Yeah.
And I think, can you imagine if you did live forever and everybody around you was,
It would be a curse.
Because every new life you start, every stage of your life, you're always losing people and you're always starting over again and you're always left behind and you're all,
Yeah, I don't think that would be.
And so in The Age of Adeline, that gets broken.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I've never watched that. I'll have to watch that.
It's good.
I will add all these books onto our GoodReads account so that if you're listening, I'm not going to put them all in the show notes. It'll be easier for me to just find them and then you can link straight to them. If you click on the link to our bio, you can go to our bookshelf and that's where I put all of the books. And I usually put them as like to read or currently read. I don't, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter because they'll all just pop up and you can see all the recommendations people are giving us. And hopefully I've caught them all, but if you recommend something, it's not on there, let me know again.
Yeah.
That's about all I got.
That's all I got. All I got.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
We enjoy our visits with you.
Happy bingoing if you're bingoing.
Yeah.
Starting on
We're
Thursday.
gonna have it started.
I know.
I cannot believe September is Thursday. I'm excited.
I know. I know. I have a
I
40.
love September. I do love, as much as I do love summer, I really love September. It's like my birthday month. It's back to school.
September's a nice month in our state anyway.
It is a nice state in
Like,
Washington. It's nice.
I wouldn't call it officially Indian summer, but it's like just cooler weather, but usually bright, usually sunny. Our rains don't start in September. The gloomy days don't start till like late October, November. So you just have that, and the sun is down. The angle of the sun is lower, and it's just the light. It's just light. Beautiful lighting. We don't even get fall leaves until later. What's the matter?
Well, Millie's playing a game on the computer while we're recording here, and it's like it's not like The Sims where you live people, but it's kind of like the same idea. You have a little guy and he's a farmer and he does all this stuff. It's called Stardew Valley, and you can get married.
She's
and then
playing Stardew Valley now?
She's playing Stardew Valley. They have all been playing for a long time, but you can eventually have a baby. And so she just popped her head out, and I didn't have any context. And she just goes, "Mom, I had a baby." And I was like, what is she talking about? I had to like think through what she could be doing that would I was thinking through their dolls, she's
Are you
messing on the
still playing
computer.
that game?
I do play that from time to time. Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things to do on it. You would like it if you liked video games. You would like this game. It's low stress.
Yeah.
And just kind of fun. And
is there an app for it on your phone?
I don't think so. I think you have to like buy it and install it on your computer.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Well, happy stitching, everybody.
Happy stitching. Thanks for watching. We'll see